Well, for me, it's really special. I was on the team 16 years ago at Microsoft that had this crazy idea to build a video game console. And at the time we launched the original Xbox, it was the most powerful console ever made. And we had that slogan, there's no power greater than X. And so to be able to come back 16 years later and build the most powerful console in the world with 60% more memory, 40% more processing power than anything else is really special. And to deliver true 4K gaming with a great games lineup is something we're really excited about. Yes, the demand has been incredible. You know, we had a special Project Scorpio edition that sold out in record time. We had that kind of for the first in line, even though many of them were digitally in line. And then here in France, we know that we've sold out right away, within 3 days, I understand. And I've been told by the team locally that we expect to be sold out of Xbox One X before launch here in France. So the demand is really strong. We're just starting our media campaign. We have a big marketing campaign we'll be launching here in France, as well as a number of top markets around the world. And of course, we saved some really big news for Paris Games Week because this is a really important market to us. We haven't given out numbers except that we're making as many as we possibly can, and that every single one we're making we expect to be sold out. So if you want one and you want to experience true 4K in the world's most powerful console like me, I have personally pre-ordered one. I would suggest you do the same, and I'd love to play you on Xbox Live. I did, absolutely. Yes, of course. Well, you can't count on it. You never know. I wanted to make sure I got one, so yes. So I got the Scorpio edition. I got my pre-order in. I also will want to have multiple consoles in my house, so I'm a pretty hardcore gamer in that regards. Well, for us, really, I think it's an opportunity not only for the product, but for the brand. If you think about to be able to deliver the most premium product in the space, to be able to deliver at the price point we're at, something that delivers, very high-end gaming specs, to deliver true 4K, HDR, things like Forza Motorsport that's going to run at 60 frames per second. A lot of games are getting new enhancements to do that as well. And so for us, we think, a lot of people weren't able to experience that unless they invested in a high-end PC. And to be able to do that at scale in the living room with the Xbox One X is really the key focus. But the other piece there is to not lose any of the compatibility. The fact that we've built this system to play not just Xbox 360 games, over 400 of those today, but reaching back to the original Xbox, means now we're able to deliver 3 generations of compatibility on one box, and also add a lot of enhancements and updates for free for fans that have the power of the Xbox One X. We would like to get as many games as possible. I mean, this really started with us listening to our fans. I think one of the things that makes Xbox so special, we pioneered Xbox Live. We really engage a lot in the community. Folks like myself, Phil Spencer, are always on every day on Twitter listening to our fans. And one of the things they asked for was backward compatibility. Technically at launch it wasn't possible, but an incredible team went away and figured out a way to do it. And they've already, in a short amount of time, added 400 games. And fans said, hey, that's great. We actually want to play the original Xbox games. In many cases, it's not just the technical limitation, but it's also the licensing and the rights. And so whether there's music or cars or characters or things, so we have to make sure that we have all the right rights as well as technically being able to play them. But our goal is to make as many as available as possible. Well, the original titles are harder because they go farther back, and they're, in many cases, like even the online functionality isn't possible. With that said, on the originals, we're really focusing on fan favorites. That's why we've taken things like Ninja Gaiden Black, KOTOR, a lot, Crimson Skies, things like Fusion Frenzy. So we're going to be listening to fans of what ones they want. But I think we started with the first 17, a pretty strong list, and then even included like Ninja Gaiden Black into the Xbox Game Pass as a free title for people that have that subscription. Absolutely, yes. So you're right. We have a platform where people can vote and provide their feedback. We're always listening to that, considering that. That also helps us with our publishing partners who own the rights to many of those games. So a lot of those titles that are available today on Xbox 360 are because not only did we see people voting for that in our user voice, but also our publishers and partners have seen that. So the more that we can show people the games that they want and the demand for that, helps us go and get the rights cleared in addition to any technical hurdles we have to overcome. Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be something unlike we've seen before because we built this box from the ground up to be the most powerful and to deliver true 4K gaming. And we've built a games lineup with both our first-party studios and with our third-party partners to have, I mean, at launch, this will be the largest games lineup we've ever had for a video game console that you'll be able to play. The fact that we're going to have so many enhanced titles available. So we expect that it will be good for our business, but we think most important, it will be something that will deliver a lot of gamers. We know a lot of core gamers own multiple systems and they want the very, very best. And for that gamer like me, I'm going to want to play my games on Xbox One X because I'm going to get faster load times. I'm going to get greater draw distances. I'm going to get better frame rates. I'm going to get the things that matter to me as a gamer, no compromises, and that's what that product's going to deliver. Sure. So Game Pass, we're excited to now be rolling that out globally. It, frankly, is the best value in gaming. The fact that you can download and play these games for only €9.99 a month is just an incredible value. Over 100 titles. We're adding new titles every month, and so for us, we're going to take a lot of learning from that. I would say so far internally, we've been really happy with the results. We're driving a lot of awareness, helping people try it and see if it's something they want to subscribe to or not. But to be able to play that many games for only €10 a month is just something that doesn't exist anywhere else. And we think another great benefit of owning an Xbox One console. So right now we're really pleased with the numbers, but we're continuing to grow our catalog and we want to offer more value to our Game Pass members going forward. Yes, absolutely. Well, from our standpoint, we sort of see exclusives can come in all different shapes and sizes. So you look at something like Forza, where we've invested in building and growing the best-selling, highest-rated racing franchise in the world and building that specifically to be a showcase for X. At the same time, we had a title like Cuphead that was made, by a small team in Canada that is another great exclusive through our ID program. And then you get to things like our exclusive partnership with PlaygroundUnknown Battlegrounds. So we'll be publishing that exclusively this holiday on Xbox One X and on Xbox One. So for us, we know there's a lot of great exclusives, but then even over the last year, like the large majority of all those titles we've launched as exclusives, Recore, Gears of War 4, Forza Horizon 3, all these titles are getting free enhancements and updates to take advantage of the power and performance of Xbox One X. Halo Wars 2, Quantum Break. So we have a big exclusive catalog. I think we've been a little more careful about showing how much of our hand going forward, but there's a lot of big exclusives in the works, and we're excited to share that over time with our fans. Well, for us, we really are focused on engagement, so how much time are people spending? What is the value they're getting from their games? How often are they coming back and playing the games? I mean, it is an engagement game. It's not just about selling something and completing the transaction. So if you think about Xbox Live, you think about Game Pass, everyone is connected, and how much they're engaging with the service and the games is really the metric that we put the most value in. And as we think strategically about the future, I think Game Pass is a great example of something that we believe is a big game changer strategically. We know that people today, for movies, for music, use subscription services to have an all-you-can-eat kind of offering, and that hasn't existed in gaming. So it's exciting to kind of pioneer that in this space. We know it takes some education and some time, but I think for a lot of gamers, and I even think for the types of content that can come to something like Game Pass, there's tons of possibilities. Think about episodic content. Think about small studios that would want to go create a game that couldn't typically launch their game and be competitive in the marketplace, but if they could put it in Game Pass and get the scale of a service like that, we see that with movies and TV, and I think there's a lot of opportunities there when it comes to gaming as well. Yes, sure, of course. So you're right. Minecraft is one of the most played games around the world across many, many devices. And so for us, we wanted to bring that community together. As you know, people that bought the game on their mobile phone or bought their game on console, had it on PC, we're all playing different editions of the game. And so the Better Together update was about breaking down those walls and kind of connecting that whole community together. And this is about putting the player first, putting the gamer first in your strategies and what you do. And that's the way we've focused our business, and that's something that we've prioritized. It's been great. The partnership with Nintendo has been terrific. In fact, they're just down the street from us. We can walk and have lunch with our friends at Nintendo, which I think makes it easy. I mean, ultimately, time and communication is what builds partnerships. And so for us, we're definitely talking to Nintendo, talking to Sony. We want to make this game available on as many platforms as possible and allow the players and community to stay connected. But I'd wait and talk to them on timing and any specific updates. But the people at Sony are good people, and I suspect that over time we'll eventually get their support. I can't say anything like that, but what I would just say is that we're going to talk and work with them and make it as easy as possible. I would expect that they're going to want to review it very carefully, and it's really a decision for them to make. But our platform is open, and we want to be able to connect with those Minecraft players on PlayStation. We'd be excited to do that, and we want to work with them to hopefully make that possible. Well, Paris and France is a very important market to us. We've definitely prioritized that. We saved some of our biggest news of the year for this show. We're unveiling PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds here at the show. We're announcing our official launch date. We saved that for Paris Games Week. And I think, it's great to see the show growing. Over 300,000 people, one of the largest consumer game shows in the world. This is an important market to us. We're even investing a lot of marketing and TV support this year to support the Xbox here in France. And so, what we do for conferences, every company kind of depends what they do year by year. I know Sony wasn't here last year. They were here 2 years ago. Sometimes we do something at Gamescom. So it all depends on timing and strategy and content. But Paris Games Week definitely has our attention, and you can see we focused it as a big priority for us this year.
Master Chief believes she contacted him.
Well, the team at 343 is definitely working hard. In my role, I get to spend quite a bit of time with our studio teams. So I definitely get to see a lot of things early. I think that team has delivered a lot. I think the fact that they've talked about what they're doing with the Master Chief Collection and providing a lot of updates there, the free 4K updates for both Halo Wars 2 and Halo 5, going back and enhancing games. So while that's done, I can tell you there is a large team working on the future. I can't really say more than that, but just know there's a lot of exciting stuff planned in the future for Halo fans. Well, we see E3 always as a big beat. We usually try to keep it a surprise. I know as a gamer, I always like when I watch the show at E3, you kind of want to be surprised about what's going to happen. So we're not going to let any of the secrets out, but expect another big show at E3 this year. What's there? We hope to surprise you. I'm sure we don't deliver everything everybody wants, but we try to have a few moments, and you never know. I mean, last year, people cried during the Ori reveal, and that was amazing to see all the YouTube videos. I spent hours watching the reaction videos to Ori, and so it's just fun to kind of see the unexpected. We had Gareth Coker playing the piano there. It's unexpected moments and how fans react, and that's what makes this industry and gaming so special, is to surprise people in unexpected ways.
Okay, thank you very much.
Great, thank you.